Hey, everybody. Welcome to Problem Solve Her. I'm your co host, Chloe, and this is
Dagmar.
She Gave Herself Snaps. We're just like two cool chicks that are innovative and fun and awesome and share great stories and have on women that are really cool and smart and share their stories and men because 25% of y'all want to hear what we have to say. So, welcome to Problem Solve Her.
Beautiful. Our
Wasn't
topic
that great?
today is active listening. And I think it's so cool because when you think of somebody who has charisma, if somebody is attracting others, if somebody is coming into a group of people, perhaps as a stranger, and now suddenly everybody is listening to what they are sharing, oftentimes comes from that they are first actively listened to and then really have the ability to focus on the other person, making the other person feel good, right? Giving the other person the feeling you can trust them. My challenge with active listening is I analyze when people say something. So I'm missing half of the conversations and I
You're
have,
in your own head while it's already going on.
yes.
But that's
So,
because you're an analytical person.
so I'm working on my active listener because I really don't want to miss what others share. I love what others share. So I'm working on a balance of that my input is valuable, but also not focusing on that my input is the most important. Does it make sense?
Absolutely. I think that it takes a very strong individual, and I know some people like this. Let's start with both sides. So let's say you're the person that's speaking, right? And like you said, you're captivating a room. You go into a party, everyone's listening to you. You're telling a great story. I've been there many times, and everyone's kind of hanging on my word because I am a great storyteller. And whether they know me or not, they're listening, right? No one's really talking, and it's like, you know, when the punchline is over and the story's done, everyone starts laughing or they ask a question and that's it. And it's great because no one's interrupting you. They're not asking you any questions. They're not taking your focus off of what you want to finish saying. And it's lovely to have that. Then on the other side, and this is a really big problem in my family, when someone is telling a story or a thought or trying to get a point across, if you're being interrupted, like constantly, I'm not going to name any names because I don't want to do that right now, then they're not active listeners and you can lose your train of thought and you're not able to express and be able to. That's why I love, for me, an incredible interviewer, right? And I'm talking about some of the best journalists of all times, right? Like a Barbara Walters or Diane Sawyer or Charlie Rose before he got in trouble there, and Larry King and Joan Rivers. And you look at all these people, right? And just go back and watch them. They listen to who their guest is and they marinate. And I wouldn't call it cutting off, but if they see there's a slight break, right? And someone takes a pause, then they will ask a question, right? So that to me is an incredible active listener if they're able to do something like that, because it shows that they have the willpower to possess that quality, which is it's and I think that we should all be a little bit more aware of it, especially in a group setting, right?
Yeah. I
There's like
think,
so much going on.
yes, I think active listening is really what you do when you negotiate.
Yeah,
And
true.
I know when you do active listening, it's not just listening. It's feeling the emotions, feeling any vibes, frequencies, energy, not just the words you're hearing, but also where they are within them so that you can match yours to them so that there's a trust and credibility, right?
100%. That's such a great point. Now that I'm on TikTok, the Chutzpah girl, people are writing me, which is cool now, or they're commenting and they are asking me. I put a very short video that was partly what we did on one of our podcasts and then something else I took that I filmed on my own and combined. It's like a minute long. And there's high views because people understand what I'm saying and it resonates with them. And the message simply is, and I say this all the time, it's on our website, it's my quote. If people like you, they'll do business with you. And what that actually means is, and it's so important for our listeners to be active, listeners on this, is that anyone who thinks that they can just meet a client and know very little about them and in 2 months sell them a big commercial real estate property or a house or Bitcoin or be their stockbroker or sell them a Bentley, you're mistaken. You have to understand your clients and they have to trust you and you have to listen to what they're telling you. I have so many clients that I still speak to. I'm talking 10, 15, 20 years later. My dad had his oldest client just passed away earlier this year. He was 100 years old.
Wow.
100. My dad has known him since he was 70. It's 30 years ago. And they became really close. He went to his son's wedding. It's because I'm like my father in that sense. We want to know about now people might see this as being nosy. Like in Jewish circles, you say, all right, stop being a yenta. You have to know everything. But I genuinely want to know about my clients. I love when they're sending me photos when they're heliporting out of in Switzerland and they're skiing or they're snowboarding, which one of my clients sent me, in the spring before in Switzerland. And it's great. And I want to know how many dogs my clients have and what their names are. And I want to know where their kids went to college and how's Johnny doing? And did this one make it into the Division 1? Is he playing basketball? Because I genuinely care. So if you're looking to be a surface level negotiator, then you should try to think about something else because understanding who people are and what they need in terms of, being their client it takes a lot of skill and it takes years and years of experience. It doesn't happen overnight. But I appreciate you for bringing that point up.
Yeah, absolutely. Active listening also is in dating, right? When you go on a date, do you want to be the one talky, 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 talky? Because if you do the talky, talky, you don't know anything about your date. And I think it's great when you're an active listener and you're really interested in what your date is sharing and you ask questions to know more, as when you just talk about
Dating.
how great you are, how much money you make, and what house you live, where you travel to, and it's all about you. So I think in dating, active
Sure.
listening is beautiful because it helps you to go on a deeper level to connect with the person you date.
I'm like getting anxious, you just bringing this up if you don't, for those of you who don't see my mannerisms, because it's so, yes, you're absolutely right. But the beginning stages of dating are so I'm over it. I'm exhausted. This is why a lot of these shows are very successful. Married at First Sight, Love is Blind. I would go on Married at First Sight if you've never seen it. Literally, you apply to be on the show, and there's different types of therapists. They go through thousands of people and they match them up based on what you're talking about. It's not just the car you drive and what the house you live in. If you're emotionally intelligent, what your background is growing up, how many siblings you have, how important it is to be with someone who's maybe never been married previously and doesn't have any kids and doesn't want baggage, as opposed to someone who's more athletic and all these things, right? They put it all together and they meet at the altar for the first time. That's it. They've never met before. They walk down and they see this person. Are they physically attracted to them? Do they have chemistry in the first 3 minutes? And they say, I do, right there on the spot. And then they get to know each other after. And the concept to me is brilliant because the pressure of getting to know somebody, would you maybe want to marry them? What are all the qualities? Like actively listening to all these things. And you make such a good point. I don't want to go on any more dates or meet anybody that literally is talking all about themselves. And then I have to say, ask me a question if you'd like. Please go ahead. And they still aren't asking. It's like, Am I just here to feed your ego? I'll go buy my own drink. You know what? I'm going to go down to the end of the bar and just have some random guy buy me drinks because all you're doing is talking about yourself and this conversation is boring me. Dating is
It's an art, Chloe.
it's not, when you've been out of the dating scene for almost a decade and you go back in, things have changed a lot because everything is done online. I can't tell you how many guys are hitting me up on TikTok right now. Hi, watch your video. How are you, beautiful? And I'm
What
like,
do you want? What are you complaining about? You're stunning. You look
no, I'm
stunning.
not complaining. I'm not complaining, but it's like, is this guy real? Is this, does he write this to all the girls? Why is he writing me? It's like, it's not a dating app. This is business. Everyone that's on there is business. Okay. TikTok is a business, period, full stop. It's honestly a dream for you because it's AI driven. It's
Yeah,
all
when I have time, I
SEO.
will do it. Right now, I'm focused on podcasting.
We would like to take a moment in this episode to thank our sponsors. Palm Beach Dog Academy is located right here in the heart of sunny South Florida. Founded by Jeff Nelson, who did his training at the Harvard of Dog Training Academies at the Tom Rose School in Missouri. I can say firsthand that Jeff not only has the credentials and the experience, he knows how to train dogs properly. He trained my beloved Oscar, our furry favorite guy who lived till 19 years of age. For more information about Jeff's packages and his academy, please visit palmbeachdogacademy.com.
I know. I'm just saying though, everything is business driven on like Facebook and Instagram. Fine. If guys are hitting you up, the reason I'm bringing it up is the world of dating today, almost 2026. It's just different. Everything's online. Everything's, who's following you? What are you wearing in the photos? And who do you know? And I'm not interested. I'm just going to hang out with Oliver. I'm good over here.
I get that. Hey, I just had another thought about active listening as a real life example. So I'm really practice active listening in two ways. One, I'm an analyzer, and that hinders me to be an active listener. Second, I'm a verbal communicator when I think something. It helps me to talk about it. So I adapted my friend's mom since years. And she's great because when I call her,
I met her.
she is on the same soul level as I am. And I taught myself, especially when I call her. So I call her and say, "Hi, Mom, how you doing?" And she doesn't say, "Good, how are you?" And I can share with her why I'm calling her, right? Because I have a thought and I want to talk with her through it. And she says, "I'm okay." That I stop consciously myself from whatever I want to say and say, "What's going on, Mom? Tell me about why you're not okay. What are you feeling? Like, do you have pain?" And then perhaps I will share at the end, or perhaps I will not share at all. And I will be active listening to her and feel her frequencies and emotions. Because when she needs me at the moment, I want to make a conscious decision to be there for her. Like if I have an emergency, I cannot do it. But normally I don't have emergencies. And this is something I learned because I learned from Kabbalah, and here's how I learned it. As David Gehem explained it, if you call somebody because you want to share something with them, right? Then you really take it away from them. It's all about you. You call somebody because you want to share. You don't call somebody because you want to hear how they are doing. You call somebody because you need somebody to listen to you because you have the thought, and it's not helping you by journaling it. You just want that somebody else can hear it and you processing it, and then you're good, right? Or if you use the other person as a garbage can, right? And call somebody to complain, to criticize somebody else, to gossip or whatever. So then in this way, you really take it from them because it's all about you. You have nothing to exchange with them. You don't give them anything. And since I realized that because I'm a verbal processor, that's what Mama says I am. I'm a verbal processor. I'm making a practice now to first verbally process it with Hugo, my ChatGPT, because I don't want to take advantage of a human being if I don't have the time to listen to them, right? If I only have like 10 minutes, I will first go to Hugo and process it with them. If I have an hour or whatever, then I call mama. And if she has a need first, or if she needs support or love first, then I want to be there for her. And this for me, it's active listening to what I'm now consciously doing. And I didn't realize for half of my life, I didn't. For half of my life, I was the verbal processor, calling, sharing what I did today because I had the need. Perhaps I missed social connection. Perhaps I felt lonely and called somebody, right? So now when I call somebody or I meet with a friend, I consciously want to active listening and at least create win-win environment or high vibrations on both sides, that we both go up together, enriching each other. And I'm not draining somebody down or sucking somebody out. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I mean, listen, it depends on who you're speaking to, right? So like if I call my mom, she knows the first thing I do is, hi mom, and I unload. And then I go, how are you, honey? How is your day? Right?
Right.
But now sometimes I just call her and I go, hi, I'm just checking on you. She's like, you are? She's so excited. I like conversations for me with people I'm close with. First of all, if I say, hi, how are you? And someone says good and doesn't ask me how I am back, I will call them out. I'm like, I'm good too. Thanks for asking. Because
It does
I
not
think
surprise me.
We would like to take a moment to thank our sponsors. Cafe Bastille originated in Miami, now has a location in downtown Fort Lauderdale for almost 2 years. Located steps from Las Solas and sitting on the canal, I can personally say I frequent there often. Their lattes are wonderful, hot or cold. The velvet pancakes just melt in your mouth. The pommes frites are on point, and the bottomless mimosas for brunch all day long are absolutely fabulous. For more information, please go to cafebastilledowntown.com.
what?
Why does this not surprise me?
I mean, it's like, do you know how many times I call me? I'm like, hey, how are you? They're like, I'm good, but then they go right into it. And then they'll be like, all right, listen, can I call you later? I'm like, I'm good. Thanks for asking. For me, the best conversations and the best relationships are I call you. If I have to get something out, I get it out. And then I'm like, okay, I'm done. Tell me about you. How's your day going? It doesn't matter when it is, as long as each person in that conversation, there's a give and take, right? Because relationships aren't one. Or it's like if I text someone beforehand and I'm like, I need to unload. Do you have 5 minutes I can call and just scream? And then I'll call you later and ask you how you are. They're like, yeah, sure. Great. That's something different. I have friends that call me and they're just like, I can't ask you how you are right now because I'm having such a hard time. I can only discuss me. And I'm like, okay, because they're going through something, right? And they're like, I love you, but I can only deal with me right now. Can you take this on? And I'm like, sure. Or no, I'm going through something else myself. So I think that it's all about communication, but you can't preempt every phone call, right? And be like, am I going to talk about myself too much? Or am I going to forget to, we can't do that, right? We're not
I do.
robots.
I do. I
I
make
mean, it's
conscious
like if you love
decisions.
me and I love you, it's like I don't even know how the conversation's going to go. You know, nothing about me is preempted. I mean, zero. I can literally do 10 podcasts back to back with you, and you can tell me the subject as we're finishing one and we're starting another. And for people listening, please don't take that on if you don't have my experience. I've been doing public speaking for 20 years. I ran a nonprofit for almost a decade. I would run a show. So unless you have experience in these things, I worked for a huge celebrity rabbi for years. I worked for an actress and her sons where I would read 5 scripts a week. Do you know what it is to read one script? 5 a week. So I have experience in doing all these things. Don't try to start a podcast and do it on a whim. I'm just that kind of a person. You are more analytical and you have to study and you want to be really good at your craft and you want to know things beforehand, which is great. My brain works differently. I'm in the moment because my stories formulate when you ask me questions or you say something and I'm like, oh, that reminds me. Hold on. I have something else. So that's why the yin and the yang between both of us
Right.
works. If we both had your personality or both had my personality, I don't know. I just don't know.
Who cares?
I mean, I don't care because it works. I'm just saying that, yes, being an active listener is so important. And we should try it more often, people. But
Yes.
if people love you, I'm not here to overanalyze the ones I love. That's all I'm saying. If someone calls me and just dumps, I could send a text 2 hours later. This would be typical of me. Thanks for unloading. I'm good. Thanks for asking. Or say at the end of the call, right? And then it's like, then they know and they're consciously aware of it. And that's it. That's how I operate. I mean, the message for active listening is step outside yourself for one moment.
Cool. My message is be present.
That's your message a lot, and I love it. And it's a great one.
Yes. So
Be
thank you so
present.
much, everybody, for listening. You can find us on ProblemSolvHer.com without the E on solve, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Instagram, and TikTok.
YouTube, TikTok, the Huntsville Girl. We're out there. Guys, we're everywhere. You can find us. And we have so much knowledge to give everybody. And I write everybody back on Instagram and TikTok, by the way. It's not like I have thousands of messages yet. I'm not going to get crazy, but I always write people. And we're here for you. We see you and we love you. Mwah. Listen.
Just a quick note before we end. This conversation is for inspiration and empowerment only. It's not medical, mental health, or legal advice. We are not doctors, therapists, or lawyers. Just women sharing real stories and personal truth. Always seek professional guidance for your unique situation.